Joe and Drew, Kit Moore here, the contractor's CFO team. Drew, I know we've had the opportunity to meet through the Windsor Heavy Construction Association, but I am hoping and eager to meet you guys in more detail and see if there aren't some ways that I could really help Lepera accomplish a couple different objectives. So, purpose of this video is to just let you know that on this custom microsite that I put together for your business, you can download a report that I wrote for you there, and it essentially outlines two things. Easy, low commitment ways to get started if you're interested at all in working with me so that we could start the process of establishing a relationship before we get into longer range planning or anything that's bigger commitment. I don't want to ask for that anyways. So the nature of this report will show you one of two options, both of which I think could be valuable. So take a peek and let me know what your preference might be. But I would boil it down to this. I have a program called the Heavy Civil Commercial Strength Assessment. So what that is that's a week on site looking at three different things. First, going to take a peek at your cash control, cash management, cash forecasting as the first pillar so that we can make sure cash is being defended. Okay. Second pillar is looking at what I'll call your sales pipeline and your opportunities and doing a diagnostic of whether or not there are additional ways to leverage opportunities, continue to grow the business in a way that is good for cash flow. And then the last pillar of the commercial strength assessment is a leadership development audit. And I'm a big fan of this element because essentially when you tune up your talent management, no, not HR, leadership development, when you tune that up, you really can align your workforce, your current workforce and your workforce plans into your sales growth options and your cash flow forecast. So that's the first pillar, one option. Second option I offer, because there's been a lot of succession in this industry, is what I call the Ownership Transition Readiness Program. What we look at there is the current structure of the companies and how they're financed, how any kind of succession planning would affect the current structure, and then the second pillar of that is putting together a strategic plan post-transition that allows you to set a vision for the organization post-ownership transition and blaze a trail towards that vision, which includes a written plan as well as a financial forecast. So anyways, guys, this video is long enough as is. I don't want to go on too much more. Really hope that the next step is to meet in person, discuss these options. There are other custom options we can do. It doesn't have to be one of these two programs. I think either of them could be a fit though. So thank you for your attention to this video. Look forward to meeting and discussing more and seeing if there's a win-win here where I can really help you guys move the needle. Talk soon.